Okay, great. So we should be recording now. We should be good to start. Yeah, so thanks everyone. We're excited to have our spring forum. Um, just a couple of quick announcements from the resident council. The first is elections are here. So you should have gotten some information with election packets in your this week at Sunnyside emails. If you have any questions about accessing that information, you can feel free to reach out to anyone on the resident council. You can reach out to your CAs, or if reach out to the office. Any of us will be able to help you get that information. So that is elections information. And then Madeline, do you want to talk about activities that are coming up?
That's true. Okay. Yeah, so some upcoming activities. There's an egg hunt on March 31st, and that's from 4 to 6. And there will be different groups for like different ages, different egg hunt groups. And then a petting zoo, which will be fun. And then we also have the emergency preparedness fair coming up the April 24th. And they'll have J-Dogs again, which is awesome. And there will be first responders visiting. So those are 2 upcoming events.
Okay. Thanks, Madeline. Any questions on the resident council stuff? Pretty straightforward. Okay, well, with that, we'll turn the time over to Wendy to kind of just go over everything going on here.
All right.
So,
Well, we'll go ahead and just start with a construction update. Our single graduate building is nearly done. They're planning to do the final punch list next week. And then we'll start moving in some things and do a final walkthrough in May. So we're very hopeful that we are not going to be in the same situation of craziness as we were last time. And then our furniture will be delivered in July, and we'll have move-in starting August 1st. The family building is on track. It will open in the spring of 26. And at the same time, the main office is going to move over there into that building. So we'll have a nice new area for us and for residents to come, complete with a package room that we'll be talking about more at the fall forum. And then we also have a childcare building being built. We talked about it in our last news and views, but I just wanted to show you exactly where it's going to be. You can see it going up, but it's right there off to the west of the bowl. It right now is just kind of a frame with a roof on it. I'm going to go to the next one. This shows you where it is in relation to the new buildings. Yep, right there. And then if you want to go one more, I was just going to talk a little bit about what will be in that childcare. So we have U-Kids that is currently up at the East Community Center. Once this building is done, they're going to move down here to the West Village. They are, U-Kids is sponsored through the Student Parent Support Center here on campus. And there's a link here if you want to look anything up. If you have kids that you might want to have there next year. They're currently, oh, I talked about that. Oh, go back one.
sorry.
Go back one. I was going to say there's going to be classrooms. There's going to be 4 classrooms just for U-Kids. There'll be the 0 to 2 years old, the 3 to 4, no, the 2 to 3, the 3 to 4, the 4 to 5. So there'll be kind of a big operation there in the West Village. Then we're also going to have a Head Start classroom. Head Start used to be here at the West Village Community Center before it was taken down. And they are run by the Utah Action, the Utah Community Action. And they help families that are low income get excellent daycare or childcare or preschool for their kids. They will have just one classroom in the building, and it'll be a 3 to 5-year-old classroom. So they're more geared towards a preschool. And as that time gets closer that they'll be opening up there, we'll put out more information for residents to see. We've had quite a few changes in our office staff in the last few weeks. We've had some people leave. And so I just wanted to show who we are in the office now. We have 4 new people that are with us. We have Jessica Allen. She's our family housing assignments coordinator. And then we have Gabrielle Erler. She's our graduate assignment coordinator. You may remember Mandy or Amanda Smith that you heard from all the time. Her husband is graduating and going to medical school next year, so they are leaving us in just a couple weeks. So they have taken her place. As we've been growing, we now have 2 assignment coordinators to keep up with everything. And then we have 2 new community coordinators. Christina Reyna has joined us just this week. She's going to be a community coordinator over our family housing. And then we have Kenneth Carson, who's going to be joining us in early June, and he'll be over our single graduate housing. So if you see them, those 2 are going to be out and about in a lot. So if you see them, please say hi and introduce yourself to them. Another thing we're doing this year is we're doing some heavy marketing for our single graduate housing because we have another building coming online. So we've taken a hard look at utilities and what they cost at our peer properties across Salt Lake City. So I actually brought a handout today if any of you want it, or where this is going to be online in the next couple days on our website. So as folks are shopping around for housing, we just want to let people know that here at Sunnyside Apartment, we don't charge utilities. We take care of all of those, and you'll see what the average, if you look at the chart, there's an average low cost, which is generally for your smaller units. So electricity in a smaller studio 1-bedroom would be about $50, and as your unit gets bigger, it can go up to $150 per month. So when you take those into consideration, and you're looking at apartments off campus, be sure to add those into the cost of the price of the unit that you're looking at. And as we've looked around, we've realized that Sunnyside Apartments really is a good deal when you add in that, or when you subtract your utilities out of there. And of course, you're going to find other places off campus that may be a little cheaper, because this is, we're doing a peer-to-peer. We're not looking at in any builds that were previous to 3 years ago. So if you're looking at anything to previous to 3 years, this may be a little bit different, but you can always use it as a guide as you're searching for housing. Also wanted to just talk about a few policy reminders. The properties, anywhere on Sunnyside property, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour. And I know it's really easy to get going quick along some of those straightaways, but it's just a reminder that we have 338 children who live with us, and it's important to be slow and watching out for them. Make sure they're not darting out in front of the street or anything in front of you. So we just ask that you keep your speed limit down. And then court and building dumpsters aren't for furniture. If you have any furniture items that need to be hauled away, if you're moving out or just switching furniture around, we have a roll-off dumpster near the maintenance office in the West Village that you can throw that furniture into. If the furniture does get dumped or thrown into one of the court or building dumpsters, we have to take a backhoe and pull it out, because our company won't take furniture in their trucks. They can't get it. They can't dump it in and have it sitting there in their trucks and be broken down. So we ask that you take that to that roll-off dumpster by the maintenance office. And then just a reminder for those who have approved service or assistance animals, they need to be on a leash at all times, wherever you are on the property. So even in the bowl, your animals aren't to be off leash and running around. That's a safety issue for residents, and one of the requirements of a assistance or service animal. And then just a friendly reminder that rent is due on the 1st of each month. We are very cognizant. There's a lot of financial insecurity going on right now in our country. So if you do find yourself in an issue where you're not sure you're going to make your rent by the first month, please contact our office and we'll work with you to make sure that we can continue having you live here at Sunnyside Apartments. That's the last thing we want. We understand that you're students and family is important and having a shelter is very important. So we ask that you please reach out to us if you ever feel that you have some insecurity in paying that rent. And then just Madeline already talked about our Sunnyside events that are coming up. But one I wanted to highlight was the gardens in the Sunnyside, this week at Sunnyside email that came out earlier today. There was the application link for the garden plots. So if you're interested in having a garden plot this summer, please be sure to fill that out. We have gardens at the East Village, and then we're going to have additional plots at the West Village this year. So we'll have some extra over last year. And then there was the spring egg hunt, the emergency preparedness fair. And if you're ever curious about where to find information on events of all shapes and sizes going on at Sunnyside, you can look on our apartments.utah.edu website and just scroll down on the first page and the events calendar is right there. And then these I just wanted to highlight as some of our longer term activities that we have going on. The campus rec high fitness class every Wednesday night, and then the free English conversation class on Tuesday nights in the Cottonwood 796 building, 5th floor. And of course, everybody's always welcome to attend our resident council meetings that happen the last Tuesday of each month at 8 a.m. And that is our spring forum information for tonight. Thank you for attending. We appreciate your time.
Are there any questions from anyone? And if online, if you want to send them in the chat, we can do that too.
They're not supposed to stop there in front of the fire line. We have commuter services coming, but you know, they're not here all the time. They oversee our lots. So we do our best at getting people to move along, but it is a fight that we continue having. Do they park there or are they just dropping people off? We'll contact them and ask them not to stop there to pull into one of the loading zones. Yeah, thank you for that.
We also just got an answer or a question. Can you discuss disability parking, namely people illegally parking in them and there not being enough for those with valid placards?
Yeah, sure. So that is an issue that we're aware of, and we've been working with parking services closely to have them patrol those areas more often and ticket there. They are actually coming in on weekends now and in the evenings to make sure that those are properly used.
Great.
All right.
Yeah, well, thanks everyone for joining. I don't think we have any more questions. It was a nice, short and sweet tonight. But if you ever do have questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. Our emails are on the website. We're always happy to add things to our resident council agenda meetings. So with that being said, I think we're good. Thanks, Wendy, for your time, and thanks everyone for coming out. Oh, one more. Can we park in the 30 parking over the weekend? The 30.
No, those are loading zones and those are also patrolled over the weekend. So it's a 30-minute parking available so people can park there and unload and move in. So the short answer is no, it's always 30 minutes.
Where should visitors park when visitor parking is full?
So there is there are 12 visitor parking spots and I have never seen them all full. I would try the one, the south lot. There's 4 there that are always empty. And if those are full, then I would have them park in there in the parking area.
Yes. So near the 900, 800 court.
Oh, yeah, you would need to go over to the bigger parking lots and they just have to walk a little bit more.
There's a really big parking lot behind on the south side of the 900 court. And there are 4 spots. They're really close to the new building, so it is a bit more of a walk, but those are typically open.
They're quite often open, and then if you go to the lower lot, those 4 are always open. Yes, that's right. Right now, those are the only visitor parking spaces we have. You just might have to walk a little bit farther.
There are 9 spots for waiting and maintenance, but only 6 disability spots. Can we please have a resolution to get more ADA parking?
That's something that we can work with commuter services on. I do know that we are within ADA compliance for the size of the buildings that we are, but I'll definitely talk with commuter services about options that we might have there. And if you want to contact me directly, you're welcome to do so. Just send me an email and we can have a conversation about that.
There are currently 8 cars needing disability parking in front of our building.
Okay, if you want to get a hold of me, we can talk and then I'll have a conversation with commuter services. Thank you for bringing that up.
He says. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks everyone for coming out. Again, our emails are all on the website. Feel free to reach out, but everyone have a good rest of your snowy night.
Good night. People will think there's a lot of